Welcome back to TradeSmart. In our last video, we compared 35 different entry signal indicators on multiple assets, timeframes with different stop loss and take profit placements to find out which gives the best entry signals and which one is the most reliable. If you missed it, make sure to check it out by clicking on the pop-up in the top right corner or find the link down in the description. At the end of that video, I mentioned that I will be building multiple strategies based on the best setups and share them with all of you. And today I am excited to show you the first of many upcoming trading strategies. This strategy is unique in that it not only works on multiple crypto pairs but also on the Euro-USD, the S&P 500 and on the gold versus US dollar pair. If you don't want to miss out on this amazing strategy, make sure to watch the full video. First I will talk about how I came up with this strategy. This way, using our premium scripts and the backtesting spreadsheet I presented in the latest video, you will be able to create strategies like this by yourself. Then I will show you the indicators needed and the rules of the strategy so you can trade it manually. Finally, I will show you the results on multiple assets. If you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. Without further ado, let's get right into it. When building this strategy, I wanted to use an entry signal indicator that would work across multiple assets and timeframes. Regarding the time frame, I chose the 1 hour. But why the 1 hour? The 1 hour is one of my favorite timeframes to trade as the fee effect is lower and it won't take away a significant portion of the profits. Regarding the entry signal, after extensive testing I chose the Supertrend. Why Supertrend? In the 8820 combination backtest we made for the best entry signal video, Supertrend seemed to work best on the 1 hour chart. Next, I needed to pick out the asset to trade. Instead of focusing on just one asset, I wanted to create a strategy that could work on multiple assets. So I picked BTC USDT, Euro USD, the S&P 500 and the gold versus US dollar pair. After I got the basics of the strategy, I narrowed down the 8820 combination backtest to only show the results that match these conditions. Then I ranked the results by number of trades and excluded every result that had less than 200 trades. Then I ranked the results by profit factor and excluded every result that had less than a 1.1 profit factor. This way, only the profitable setups remained. Finally, I ranked the remaining results by exit, which means the stop loss and take profit management setup. I started looking for a setup that had good results on all the 4 assets I chose to build a strategy for. The simple ATR-based stop loss and take profit setup had produced good results on the Euro-USD, the XAU-USD and on the S&P 500, but not on the BTC-USDT pair. The swing low swing high stop loss setup has produced good results only on the S&P 500 and the XAU-USD. But the trailing stop loss setup worked well on all the 4 assets, so that's what I will be using. Also, I found that using the default Supertrend settings generated more trades and had a higher profit factor, so I will be using that setup. With the trade management and entry signal indicator setup ready, it was time to create the strategy on TradingView. To create the strategy, I use one of our Premium TradingView Scripts, which can handle multiple entry signal indicators, stop loss and take profit placements, filters, and can also be used as a trading bot. If you want to try out our premium scripts, become one of the smart traders on our Patreon page. So first, I set up the basics of the strategy. The Supertrend will be the entry signal indicator with default settings. And we will use an ATR-based trading stop loss with a 3 ATR multiplier. I also set the position sizing to 1% risk per trade, non-compounding. As I got the basic strategy set up, I began to test various filters including trend filters, RSI filters, ADX and momentum limiters, volume and trading day filters. As I was optimizing the strategy for 4 different assets at the same time, I tested the filters on all of them and kept the filters that increased the profit factor on at least 3 out of the 4 assets. This way, I won't pick the best filters for a specific asset. Instead, I will pick the one that gives decent results on most of the assets. By doing this method, I expect to create a more robust strategy that will work on live market data for a longer period of time. I did this process over and over again on the filters and came up with the final strategy. At the end, I checked different values for trailing stop loss distance and found that a 3.5 times ATR with a 50 ATR length works the best. So I will use that. And now let me show you how you can trade a strategy manually and then the results. But first, if you enjoy videos like this, make sure to like, comment and subscribe and turn on the notification bell to stay updated on our latest content. Okay, first let's add all the indicators, then I will explain how to set up and use each of them. To add your indicators, go to the Indicators tab and first type in SMMA. This is the Smoothed Moving Average for short. Click on this one 2 times. After that, let's add a simple exponential moving average and another special moving average, the variable index dynamic average. Okay, we have our moving averages. The next indicator needed is the candle momentum, one of my favorite momentum indicators. Add this one. The ADX, which can tell you how strong a trend is. This one. And add volume. This one. Finally, we will need one more indicator for our take profit and stop loss placements, and that is going to be the NNFX ATR. Click on this one. Okay, now the chart seems a bit messy, so let's clear it up. Let's start with our trend filter, the SMMA. Go into its settings, change its length to 800, and leave its source at close. You can change its color whatever you like, I will leave it purple. Moving on, find the next SMMA, which you can do by clicking on the indicator and it will be highlighted. Then click on it and start pulling it down until you reach the candle momentum. When you're there, just release it. Now let's set up our candle momentum filter. First go into the candle momentum settings, to the Inputs tab and set its length to 200 and the source to HLCC4. After that, click on the SMMA on the candle momentum oscillator, change its length to 10 and change its source to ChandeMO. This way, the SMMA will move according to the candle momentum oscillator values. Finally, go into the styles and change its color to white. Now we have our candle momentum oscillator set up. Next up, let's go to the ADX. First, find the variable index dynamic average, or VIDAA for short. It is going to be this line. Then click on it and start pulling it down until you reach the ADX indicator. Once you're there, just release it. Now let's set up the ADX indicator. First open up the ADX settings, go into the Inputs tab and change the smoothing and the DI length to 5. After that, open up the VIDAA settings, change its length to 2 and its source to ADX. You can also change its style to white, just like how we did with the candle momentum. So change all its lines to white and the thickness to the lowest one. Now we have our ADX filter fully set up. Next up, let's set up the volume filter. First, click on the volume and start pulling it down until you reach the timeline. Once you're there, release it. This way, the volume indicator will be displayed in a separate window. Next, find the EMA, click on it and start pulling it down until you reach the volume. This way, the EMA will be displayed on the volume. Now go into the EMA settings, into the Inputs tab and change its source to the volume. Finally, change its length to 2. And you can also change its color to white. Okay, we are almost there. The final step is the stop loss and take profit indicator. First go into the Inputs tab, change the X value, which is the ATR length, to 50. Leave the TP value as it is, and change the SL value to 3.5, which is basically the stop loss distance multiplier. Now go to the Styles tab, untick the Buy TP, Sell TP, and the main ATR. Finally, change the SL lines to Step Line. This way it will be easier to set your stop losses. And with that we have all the necessary indicators set up for this strategy. So now let's see the rules for longs and shorts. Okay, here you can see a valid long entry signal. The rules for a long entry are the following. First of all, trading this strategy is only allowed from Monday through Friday, so you can trade on the weekends. The second rule is that the price needs to close above the 800 length SMA, which is this purple line. After that, the candle momentum oscillator should agree with this entry. For a valid long entry, we have to see the candle momentum line, which is this blue line, above the white line, which is the candle momentum based SMMA. If that's true, it means that the current momentum of the price is up. Therefore, it might be a good idea to enter into a long. For next filter, the ADX needs to agree too with this position. In case of a long position, we need to have the ADX line, which is the red line, above the white line, which is the ADX based vidya. If that is the case, it means that the trend is getting stronger and it might be a good time to enter. Finally, the volume needs to agree too. Generally, we like to enter into a position when the volume is increasing, because that means that there are a lot of interest to buy or sell an asset. So, as we have a volume-based moving average, we want to see that the volume is higher than the average. And as you can see on the entry signal candle, the volume is indeed above the white moving average. So, all of our filters agree with this entry and we can enter into a long position. The entry level will be at the close of the signal candle. The stop loss will be placed at the lower NNFX ATR line. And we won't have a fixed take profit level, so leave it as it is. But if we don't have a fixed take profit level, then how we will exit the position? Well, we will move our stop loss higher and higher as the price goes. So at the start we have the stop loss right here, but after the close of this candle, we will have our stop loss a bit higher right there. And on each candle the NNFX ATR moves higher, we will update our stop loss to that level. So, for example, after the close of this candle, we moved our stop loss a bit higher again. As you can see, on this candle, the NNFX ATR line is even higher, so we are moving our stop loss, and that goes on and on until the price hits the previous stop loss. And that won't happen until around this point. Because as you can see, the latest stop loss was here and the price touched that stop loss level right there. So in this case, this trade would have been around a 1 to 2.7 risk to reward ratio trade. Let's apply our premium script to the chart and see if that's true. And as you can see, we got our long signal right here. The strategy entered into a long position on the next candle's open, and it exited right where we marked it. Now let's see the rules for a short trade. Okay, here we have a valid short entry signal. Again, the first rule for a short entry that it needs to happen anywhere from Monday through Friday, because trading on the weekends is not allowed with this strategy. Next up, we need to see that the price closes under the 800 length SMMA, which is this purple line, and that is the case. Next, the candle momentum needs to agree. And for a short position, we want to see that the candle momentum line, which is the blue line, moves under the candle momentum based SMMA. And as you can see, that is the case. Next, we want to see that the ADX line is again above the ADX based moving average, which is the white line. This indicates that the current trend direction, which is bearish, is increasing, so it might be a good place to enter. Finally, the volume needs to agree, and just like before, we want to see that the volume is above the volume-based moving average, which means that the volume on this entry candle was higher than the average. As all of the conditions are met, we can enter into a short position. Entry level will be at the close of the signal candle. The initial stop loss will be placed at the higher NNFX ATR level, and we won't have a fixed take profit level. Similar to the long position, we will move our stop loss lower and lower as the price moves lower and lower. Once our latest stop loss gets hit, we exit the position. So, as you can see, the first time the ATR line was lower than our initial stop loss was here. So, at the close of this candle, we would have moved our stop loss right there. As time goes on, we are moving our stop loss lower and lower, On this candle it would be here. And later on the stop loss gets down here. Lower and lower. And it will get hit somewhere around here. If I set up this position correctly, then we would have entered right here and exited the position right there. Now let's apply our premium script to see if that's true. As you can see, the short entry signal was right on this candle, and the strategy entered on the open of this candle. The stop loss initially was placed right up here, and then as the ATR value got lower and lower, the stop loss was moving lower and lower. Finally, it got hit right here. Okay, now you know how to enter and manage a long position and a short position. So the time has come, let's see the backtesting results. For the backtesting process, I used the premium script as it can show you backtesting results instantly on huge candle data. So let's pull up the strategy tester. On the Bitcoin USDT 1-hour chart, with a 1% risk per trade, non-compounding setup, this strategy had 129 trades, with a 1.75 profit factor, and made 36.44%. Let's see the other 4 main assets that this strategy was made for. First, the Euro-USD pair. On the Euro-USD 1-hour chart, this strategy had 140 trades, with a 1.46 profit factor, with a drawdown of 8.23% and a net profit of 25%. Moving on the gold versus US dollar, the strategy had 114 trades with a 46.49% win rate, a 1.992 profit factor and 38% net profit. Finally, on the S&P 500, the strategy had again 140 trades, 45% net profit, 45% win rate, a 1.766 profit factor and 40% net profit. Now let me show you a few other crypto pairs that this strategy works exceptionally well. For example, the ADA USDT, the Cake USDT, the ETH USDT, and the Link USDT. This strategy works well on almost all of the crypto pairs. I managed to find around 2 or 3 losing pairs, but these were the best one. Another thing which I usually check after I have completed a strategy optimization is that if it works or not on different time frames. So, as this strategy was made for the Bitcoin USDT 1-hour chart, let's see if it works on lower and higher time frames. First I'm checking the 45-minute. It is still good. The 30-minute. It is still good, but I wouldn't trade it on the 30-minute as this is a pretty huge drawdown. Let's see the 2-hour. Looks good. The 4-hour. Looks amazing. And finally the daily. Yeah, as you can see, it only had 5 trades, so I wouldn't trade this one either, as this trade count is too low. And with that we went over all of the backtest I wanted to show you. Again, you can get access to this premium script and to the optimization I made for this script if you become one of our Smart Trader tier member on Patreon. With our premium scripts, you can also connect these strategies to an automated trading service like 3 or Wunder Trading and let this script trade as a trading bot. And that wraps up today's video. If you want to see a trading strategy that I created with the help of ChatGPT and the one that works on 42 crypto and 11 forex pairs, check out this video. Or if you are interested in which are the best entry signal indicators, take a look at the best entry signal part 3 video. As always, thank you all for watching, have an amazing day and see you in the next video.